I have a tumbler here that's got 3 coats of Hyperion on with chunky glitter. So what I want to show you when you sand is what to watch for.
For good sanding results, you want to make sure that you're using 400 grit sandpaper.
Now, it's flexible, right? So you want to do a level sand. So I always put a piece of wood behind my sandpaper. Okay, and then I'm going to just start sanding. Now you can, I'm hoping you can see here. Do you see how there's still some shiny pieces and some dull pieces? That shows you your hills and valleys. And that's what you need to eventually get flat. We're not going to sand it right down into the bottom of the valley, but we are going to try to level it out without touching the glitter. Oops. Okay, so you can see there's still some shiny pieces. Now you're going to have some of that's natural because there is a lip in the cup right there. But you'll see here, I probably haven't done there yet. So you just want to go around it. You're not going, I'm not pressing hard. I'm not pressing lightly either, but you don't want to go so hard. Like there's 3 coats of Hyperion on here, so you're not going to go through all of it to get to the glitter. If you're hitting the glitter and you're getting white, that means that you didn't smoosh your glitter enough, and that, or you've put too light a coats of Hyperion on. So it's pretty good here, and I can feel a major difference even when I rub my fingers over it. So I just want to make sure that I bring it as level as I can. And that looks pretty good.
This diagram gives you an idea of what I mean by hills and valleys. This is automatically created especially when you're using glitter, because glitter is not flat. So even after you squish your glitter, you're going to still be left with these little bumps. So I refer to them as your hills and valleys. So what you want to do is when you sand down, the tops of those hills will become more flattened, as you'll see in this diagram right here. And then when they're a little bit more flattened, you're starting to get your even surface, and then the valleys will be filled with Hyperion, giving you the result of a flat surface. After we've cleaned the tumbler, after sanding it, you'll see that it's come back to its beautiful color. So we'll add some more Hyperion to bring out the finish and cover up all the hills and valleys. We'll probably add about another 2 coats, and from there we can add a decal. Remember, for a really good cup that's nice and flat and smooth, you want to make sure that you don't skip any steps. So make sure that you're using enough Hyperion, especially your first few layers, because when you have glitter, especially thick glitter, it's going to soak up the Hyperion. So a rule of thumb is you're using approximately 3.5 mils for every 10-ounce tumbler. In other words, if you have a 20-ounce tumbler, you're going to use approximately 7 mils. And for a 30-ounce tumbler, you're going to use about 10.5 mils. As you progress down the road, and after you've sanded at least once, maybe twice, then you might not need to use as much of the Hyperion because it's not soaking into the glitter anymore. You want to make sure that you're squishing your glitter really firmly into your crafting glue so that you don't have any chunks flaking off, so that it's nice and even to start with. Don't sand until you've done at least 3 layers of Hyperion. Make sure you're using a 400 grit sandpaper, and you want to make sure that it's level, so you have to put a block of wood or something solid behind your sandpaper. If you use your hands behind your sandpaper, it's not going to create a level sand. You might have to sand more than once, depends on how thick your glitter and your decals are. So make sure you have at least 3 coats of Hyperion in between sanding. If you notice little white specks on your glitter, that means that you're sanding too hard, or it could mean that you didn't use enough Hyperion. So make sure you again go back to the first few steps. You're using 3 coats before you sand, you used enough Hyperion, and that you did firmly press your glitter into the glue, and that you're using the proper grit sandpaper. I hope that helps.